Hello everyone, this is Jayalakshmi working as an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering from IFET College of Engineering. I am here to teach you the subject on C programming and data structure. Today we are going to consider some previous year GATE questions on the topic of C programming. Before going to the question, I would encourage you to please pause the video for a while and try to answer the question on your own before looking into the solution for all the questions. Okay, let's see the first question. And the question is, consider the following C program, and the program is given to you and you have to find the value printed by the program. In this program we have two functions. One is jumble function, which is user defined function. Next one is main function. The flow of execution will start from main function. So inside the main function, in first statement we have two variables. One is x variable and next one is y variable. X variable contains the value 2 and y variable contains the value 5. That is what I have written here. X is equal to 2 and y is equal to 5 initially. Okay. Now move on to next line. X is equal to jumble of y comma x. This is the way you need to call the function. I need to substitute value instead of this variable. This function is called calling function and this argument is called actual parameters. Okay, I need to pass, instead of y, I need to pass 5 and instead of x, I need to pass 2. That is what I have written here. Y is equal to jumble of x comma 2. Now the control is move on to the actual definition of this jumble function. Okay, in jumble function I have two parameters, one is x and next one is y. Now this value is copied into these parameters. The 5 is copied into the x variable and 2 is copied into the y variable. For this call, x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 2. I need to substitute this value into this statement. X is equal to 2 into 5 plus 2. After executing this statement, I will get 12 as an output. I need to return x value, return back to the calling function, and further this calling function is assigned to the y variable. Now the 12 is assigned to the y variable. Initially y has 5, now 5 erased and replaced by 12. Okay, now move on to the next statement. Before going to next statement, after completing this function, this y variable and x variable will get destroyed because these variables which is local to this function. So after completing this function, they will get destroyed. Okay, move on to next statement. X is equal to jumble of y comma x. Again we need to pass the value to the arguments. This control is move on to the actual definition of this jumble function. Now x is equal to jumble of, instead of y I need to pass new value, that is 12 comma x. Instead of x I need to pass 2. That is what I have written here. X is equal to jumble of 12 comma 2. This argument will get passed to this parameter. Now 12 is assigned to the x variable and 2 is assigned to the y variable. Inside this function I have statement x is equal to 2 into x plus y. Instead of x I need to pass 12. Instead of y I need to pass 2. That is what I have written here. X is equal to 2 into 12 plus 2 equal to 26. Finally I got 26 as an output. I need to return back to this calling procedure. This calling procedure again return assigned to the x variable. So 26 is assigned to the x variable. Now 2 is erased and 26 is replaced in the x variable. Okay. In next statement we have printf function. Inside the printf I have x variable. In x variable 26 stored. So 26 displayed on the output screen. In next statement return 0. We have next statement return 0. So the program is completed. After executing this whole program, I got 26 as an output. Got it? Okay. We will move on to next question. And the question is, consider the following C program. and the program is given to you, and you have to find the number that will display on execution of the program. Okay. In this program, I have one function, the two main function. Inside the main function, in first statement, I have array variable. Array means it stores the value in continuous order. So that is what I have written in memory space. Move on to next statement. In next statement, I have pointer variable. Normally, pointer variable holds the address of the another variable. Here I am assigning array variable to this pointer. So this pointer gets pointer array. Okay, that is what in pointer variable holds the array address plus 4. Need to calculate the address. Okay, IP is equal to array plus 4. This array address is initially 2000. That is what I have written here. 2000 plus 4. This 4 is considered as indexed value. So indexed value into, I need to multiply data type size. This 2 is data type size. The array data type is int. So integer size is 2. That is what I have written here. So I need to multiply with indexed value. 4 into 2, 8, and 8 get add with the 2000. That to base address. So I finally got the output is 2008. This 2008 is stored in the pointer variable. Okay, this pointer variable points this address. Inside this address, it holds the 5 as a value. Okay, it is a pointer array, so it need to store the continuous address by using this formula. IP of I is equal to star of IP plus I. This I is indexed value, this IP is pointer variable. For applying this value, IP of position 1, this 1 is indexed value equal to star of IP plus 1. This index, I need to multiply data type size into the indexed value. That is what I have done here. Initially, IP pointer variable holds the 2008 as an address plus indexed value 1. So I need to multiply the data size into the indexed value. 1 into 2, I got 2. 2 plus 2008, finally I got 2010. In 2010, it holds the 6 as a value. So that is what I have written here. IP of 1 contains the value 6. Likewise, I need to find all the values for pointer variable IP. Okay, move on to next statement, printf. Inside the printf, I have a variable IP of 1. I need to display the value inside the IP of 1. What's inside the IP of value? It contains 6 as a value. So 6 is displayed on the screen. Move on to next line, return 0. So the program is completed. After executing of this program, in output screen I got 6 as an output. So answer is 6. Got it? Okay. We will move on to next program. In this program, the question is, consider the following C program, and the program is given to you. You need to choose which of the following displayed on execution of this program. Okay. In this program, again, we have two functions. One is R function, which is user defined function, and next one is main function. I already told you the flow of execution will start from main function. So inside the main function, I have for loop. Before going to explain the statement, initially for loop contains the three expressions. One is initialization expression, next one is condition check expression, and final one is increment or decrement expression. For loop, there is a sequence point after every expression statement. So, coming back to the main function, in for loop, in first statement, it contains the calling function R function. Now the control is transferred by to the actual definition of the R function. This R function contains the static variable num. It contains the value 7. Initially num variable contains the 7, and next statement return num minus minus, which is post decrement, so it returns the value first and decrement the second. After completing this function, it will not get destroyed because I have already discussed this concept before in question 1, but here, even though it is a called procedure, inside this procedure I have static variable. Static variable will not get destroyed. It will change the value for each iteration. So initially the static variable num holds the value 7. Okay. In for loop, first expression it will call this called function. This function initially it stores the static variable num 7. After the statement it will return num and then decrement. That is what I have written here. First iteration or function call, it returns 7 and decrement to 6 value. Decrement to 6. Okay. Move on to second expression, that to condition expression. This condition expression, it evaluates to non-zero then only. For loop body will execute it, otherwise the for loop body terminates. So the condition is true, then only for loop is executed, and then otherwise the for loop is terminated. So I need to check the value is non-zero or 0. So calling function is move on to the actual definition. Now num value is, finally we got 6 as a value, so I have to return this 6 and then I need to decrement. That is what written here. And come back to this calling procedure, the value it returns is 6. So 6 is not equal to non-zero value, so the condition is true. Move on to the next statement. Now condition true means it will execute the for loop. Inside the for loop I have for printf function. In printf function I have again for R function. This R function calling procedure is move on to the called procedure. Finally in static variable it holds the value 5. Now the 5 is returned and decrement to 4. This 5 is displayed on the output screen because this R function present inside the printf statement. So this 5 is displayed on output screen. Okay. After completing this statement, the control is move on to the increment or decrement expression. Again in that expression we have R function. So control is move on to this actual definition. Now static variable contains the value 4, so it returns 4 and decrement to 3. After come back it will check the condition. In condition expression again R function call the called procedure. Inside the function finally num value is stored 3 and 3 is get returned and decrement to 2. Now come back to the condition expression. 3 get checked. 3 is not equal to non-zero, so condition is true. It will proceed inside the for loop. Inside the for loop again we have printf function. Inside the printf function I have R function. This R function is go back to the definition, function definition. After executing this function, the 2 is returned and decremented to 1. Now this 2 is displayed on the output screen because this R function is present inside the printf statement, so 2 get displayed. Already in output screen we have 5 and next to that 2 is printed. Totally we have 52 as an output screen. Okay. move on to this increment or decrement expression. Again we have R function. This R function is called. After R function completion, I have written 1 and decremented to 0. Then move on to the condition expression. Condition expression, I have R function. After calling this R function, it written 0 and decremented to -1. Come back to this condition expression. I need to check the condition. Now 0 is equal to non-zero? No, which is 0. So the condition get false. For loop get terminated and come back to the next statement. That is written 0. So the program is completed. On output screen we have 52 as an output. So we need to choose 52. Option B. Okay, got it? Okay, next we will move on to next question. And the question is, consider the following C programming, and the program is given to you and you have to find the number of times the variable sum will get printed. Now the above program is executed. So when the above program is executed. Okay, again we have one main function. Inside the main function we have 3 variable, the 2 float variable, sum, j and I. Initially sum hold 0.0, I hold 2.0 and finally j hold 1.0. Okay, move on to next statement. There is a while condition. Inside the condition, if the condition is true, it will execute the while loop, or it will terminate the loop and come back to the next statement. Okay, in first iteration we will need to check the condition is whether true or false. Okay, in first iteration I divided by j, which is I need to substitute instead of I 2.0 and instead of j I need to substitute 1.0. After calculating this, I will get 2.0 as an output, which is greater than 0.0625. Yes, which is true. So move on to the inside the loop. Inside the loop we have 3 statements, but the question is number of time the variable will get displayed on the output screen. Okay, so I need not to calculate all those things. I need to calculate only how many times sums will get printed on the output screen. So inside the for loop I have j, one statement. First statement, j is equal to j plus 1. That is why I have written here j is equal to j plus 1 equal to 1 plus 1, 2. That is what I have written here. It is a float variable, so 2.0. After executing the statement, sum will get calculated, and third statement is printf. Inside the printf I have sum variable, so first time it will printed on this output screen. Okay, then move on to the second iteration. The condition will get checked. That is what I have written here. I divided by j is equal to, after calculating this value I got 1. 1 is greater than 0.0625. Again the condition is true, and the cursor is moved inside the loop. So first statement j is equal to j plus 1. After incrementing this j I got 4.0. Second time sum is printed on the output screen. Okay, move on to the third iteration. The condition is checked. The condition is true because I divided by j is equal to 0.5, which is greater than 0.0625. So condition is true. And the cursor is moved on inside the while condition. Now j will get incremented. J is equal to 8.0. So third time sum is printed on the output screen. Okay, move on to fourth iteration. Again we need to check condition. J is divided by, I is divided by j equal to 0.25. We finally got the output. The output is greater than 0.625. The condition is true. Next we need to increment the j. After incrementing j we got 16.0. Fourth time the sum is printed on the screen. Okay, move on to next iteration. Next iteration we got 0.125 as an output, which is greater than 0.625, which is also true. Next we need to increment the j value. Finally we got j value as a 32 and print sum on the output screen in fifth time. Okay, in move on to next statement, next iteration, I divided by j 0.0625, which is not greater than 0.625. The condition get false, so the while loop is terminated and cursor is come back to the main function. Our control is moved to the next statement, which is return statement, return 0. So the program is completed. After executing this, 5 times sum will get printed on the output screen. So the output is 5 times some variable will get displayed on the output screen. So answer is 5. Okay, we will move on to the next statement. So next question. And the question is, consider the following C program, and the program is given to you and you have to find the output of the program. In this program we have one function, the two main function. Inside the main function, in first statement I have array variable. That array variable contains 5 values. So I need to assign the value to this memory allocation in continuous order. So that I have assigned. In second statement, I have 3 variable, I, sum and pointer variable. Okay. Initially I is equal to 0 and sum is equal to 0. In third variable, pointer variable. That pointer variable I have assigned array variable to this pointer variable b. Okay, I need to calculate the address for this pointer variable. So pointer b equal to a plus 4. That is, a is initially stored the 1000 as an output, 1000 as an address. This address is substitute here. 1000 plus 4 is index to value. I need to multiply this index to value into data type size. So the array data type is integer, the integer size is 2, so I need to multiply 2 into 4, 4 into 2, 8, and 8 plus 1000 we will get 1008. Inside the 1000 it holds the 10 as a value. That is what I written here. Okay, this is the memory allocation and pointing the value to this pointer variable. Next we move on to the next statement, for loop. Inside the for loop we have already discussed 3 expression. First one is initialization expression, next one is condition, and last one is increment or decrement expression. Here initialization, I is equal to 0 initially. Okay, and next in the cursor is move on to next expression, that is I less than 5. So need to check the condition. 0 is less than 5. Condition is true. Okay, the control is move inside the for loop. So sum is equal to sum plus 10 minus 0 minus 10 equal to 0 by substituting this value. In this statement we have sum is equal to sum plus star b. This star b means it holds the value, not the address. So it holds the value minus I. Okay, that is what I have written here. Initially sum is equal to 0 plus star b holds the 10 value minus initially I value 0. That is what I have written here. Okay, then minus star p minus I. This star p minus I is without star, it holds the only address. So that is what I have written here. 1008 minus initial value for I 0. That is how I written here. Star of 2000 is holds the 10. That is what I have written back to here position. So sum is equal to 0 plus 10 minus 0 minus 10 equal to, finally I got the output as 0. Okay, move on to next iteration. Now I got incremented 0 to 1. Now the condition, need to check condition 1 less than 5. That is why I have written here 1 less than 5. The condition is true. So the cursor is move inside the for loop. Inside the for loop we have one statement, sum statement. So I need to substitute the value, the corresponding value for that variable. Sum is equal to 0 plus For instead of star b, I need to pass the 10, and for minus I, in this iteration I holds the value 1 minus star b minus 1. Sorry, star, instead of this whole expression I have written right side, star b, instead of b I am passing 1008 as an address minus 1. For this iteration I holds the value 1. I need to multiply this indexed value into what? Data type size. So data type is integer, so I need to multiply 2 into this indexed value, 1 indexed value 1. So 1 into 2, 2. 2008 minus 2 is got 1006. Star 1006 holds the value 8. So this 8 value is written back to this position minus 8. Finally I got the value 1. For second iteration, sum holds the value 1. Okay. The control is moved into this increment or decrement expression. Now I get incremented to 2. 1 plus 1, 2. Okay. Now you need to check the condition. 2 is less than 5. Yes, the condition is true. So the control is come inside the for loop. Sum is equal to, now the sum value is 1. I need to substitute here 1 plus, and you need to substitute instead of star b, I need to substitute 10 minus, instead of I need to substitute 2. For this iteration I hold the 2 as a value, and minus the 6 is need to calculated by this the way. Star of, for b I need to substitute the base address of a. So 1008 minus into indexed value 2. I need to multiply data size into indexed value. So 2 into 2, 4. This 4, 1008 minus 4, I got 1004. Star 1004 holds the value 6. That is what finally I got the answer 6. I need return back to this 6 into this statement. So I have substitute the 6. Finally after calculating this statement I got 3 as an output. Okay, I need to increment this I value. This I value get incremented to 3. Now 3 is less than 5. Condition is true. Now move on to the control inside the for loop. Now for loop inside the for loop, sum is equal to, instead of sum I need to substitute 3. Finally, because finally I got 3 as an output for sum. So 3 plus 10 minus this iteration I value 3 minus 4. This 4 is calculated by this the way. 2008 minus I value 3. And this indexed value need to multiply with the data type. So 3 into 2. I got 6. 6 minus, so 1008 minus 6 is 1002. 1002 address holds the value 4. That is what I have written here. This 4 is get minused to this statement. Finally I got 6 as an output for some variable. Okay, move on to the next iteration. This I is incremented to 4. Now the control is move on to the condition, and the condition need to check the 4 less than 5. Condition is true, and control is enter into the for loop. For loop inside the for loop, sum is equal to 6 plus. Now 6 is stored in this sum. So 6 plus 10, 10 minus 4 minus this 2 is by getting by this the way. Star of 2008 minus 4. This 4 is indexed value. I need to multiply data type into this 4 indexed 4. So 2 into 4, 8. 1008 minus 8, 1000. The 1000 holds the value 2. That is what I have written here. Written back to this statement. Finally I got 10 as an output to the sum variable sum. And move on to the next iteration. I get incremented I plus plus. So I equal to 5. Now 5 less than 5 will get condition get false. So the loop is terminated. Control is come outside from the loop and execute the next statement. Inside the next statement is printf function. Inside the printf function we have sum variable. Finally, sum variable got the output 10. So 10 is displayed on the output screen. Okay, move on to next statement, return 0. So the program will get terminated. Finally, we got 10 as an output in the output screen. I think these 5 questions clear to you. I have discussed 5 questions from the previous year GATE questions. We will see next session. Bye.